Imagine a man who has everything the world tells us matters: fame, wealth, admiration, and influence. A man whose words shape nations, whose novels are read and loved across generations. This man was Leo Tolstoy. Yet despite his brilliance, a silent question gnawed at him. Why am I here? What is the meaning of all this? Tolstoy's life was a masterpiece of worldly success. He lived as an aristocrat, wrote masterpieces that resonated across continents, and was admired by the world. But inside, he felt hollow. Every achievement seemed fleeting, every comfort temporary. Even the applause of millions could not touch the void within. My life came to a standstill. I could not breathe. I could not wish for anything. I only wanted to know why I should live. This story is not just about a man, it is a reflection of a question every human heart has asked. Does life have meaning? Before we continue into that journey, I want to ask for something small but meaningful. If this message resonates with you, if you believe that ideas like these deserve to reach more people, please like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts. It may seem like a tiny gesture, but for YouTube, it makes all the difference. It helps this channel spread knowledge and keep the light of reflection alive in the noise of the modern world. Leo Tolstoy was born on September 9, 1828, into an aristocratic family in the Tula province of Russia. His childhood was marked by both privilege and tragedy. Orphaned at a young age, losing both his parents, he was raised by relatives, inheriting a vast estate and a name tied to generations of Russian nobility. From an early age, he displayed an insatiable curiosity. He was a voracious reader, absorbing the works of Russian classics, French literature, and philosophy. His formal education at the University of Kazan was inconsistent. He struggled with structure but thrived in self-directed learning. It was here, amidst libraries and the company of fellow students, that he began to explore the questions that would define his life. What is the purpose of existence? How does one live rightly? By his 20s, Tolstoy was already engaged in a life of adventure and self-discovery. He traveled across Europe, served in the Russian army during the Crimean War, and began writing his early works, stories and essays that reflected his fascination with human nature, morality, and the complexity of society. These experiences, while rich in outward accomplishment, planted seeds of doubt. The battles, the travels, the encounters with different classes and peoples, they revealed both the beauty and the suffering inherent in human life, stirring questions he could not yet answer. Tolstoy married Sophia Bayes in 1862, a union that brought both joy and challenge. Together they had 13 children, and the responsibilities of family life, estate management, and literary fame weighed heavily on him. While outwardly successful, Tolstoy struggled with a deep inner emptiness. The works that would become masterpieces, War and Peace and Anna Karenina, brought fame and admiration, yet failed to fill the void he felt within. All worldly achievements were fleeting, ephemeral. He began to perceive the paradox of his life. The greater his external success, the deeper the chasm within. Luxury, praise, and recognition could not answer the fundamental question, why live at all? Tolstoy's early life, filled with both privilege and profound questioning, set the stage for the existential crisis that would follow. His biography was not just a chronicle of events, but a roadmap of a soul seeking purpose in a world that offered no easy answers. By the time Tolstoy reached his mid-50s, the emptiness within him had grown unbearable. Despite fame, wealth, and the adoration of millions, he felt a profound sense of futility. The life he had carefully constructed, admired by the world, seemed to dissolve into nothingness with each passing day. Tolstoy confronted the inevitability of death with terror and introspection. He asked himself, if I, with all my accomplishments, will vanish like so many before me, What is the point of living at all? Each passing moment became a reminder that time is fleeting and that human effort, however brilliant, may ultimately be meaningless. All my life, I have been trying to understand life, and yet it slips through my fingers like water. The more I try to grasp it, the more it escapes. Tolstoy began to feel trapped between the certainties of the intellect and the uncertainty of the soul. Knowledge clarified the abyss but did not fill it. The more he learned, the clearer it became that no book, no theory, no philosophy could answer the question that tormented him: why should I live? This despair was not merely intellectual, it was visceral. Tolstoy wrestled with thoughts of ending his life. He wrote of hidden ropes and pistols, of nights spent staring at the ceiling, questioning the purpose of his existence. Tolstoy's existential despair became a crucible, a painful, transformative stage in which he confronted his own mortality, his doubts, and his longing for purpose. This crisis, intense and deeply personal, ultimately prepared him for the revelations that would follow. It was a descent into darkness that would make the light of clarity shine all the brighter. After confronting the depths of his despair, Tolstoy turned with renewed determination to the world of ideas. He sought refuge in philosophy, science, and literature, hoping that reason could illuminate the darkness that gnawed at his soul. Perhaps, he thought, within the carefully structured systems of human thought, he would find the answer to life's ultimate question: why do we exist? He read Schopenhauer's reflections on the futility of desire, finding resonance in the bleakness of the German philosopher's vision. He explored Kant's meticulous logic, the precision of ethical frameworks, and the nature of human duty. He turned to the Stoics, seeking the serenity of a mind untroubled by circumstance, and to the moral teachings of the great religions, searching for a bridge between intellect and spirit. Yet, with each study, Tolstoy felt both enlightenment and frustration. Philosophy could explain the patterns of thought, ethics could dictate how one should live, and science could describe the mechanisms of the universe. But none could touch the aching heart, the restless soul, the yearning for ultimate meaning. Knowledge, he realized, could illuminate the outer world, but could not fill the inner void. Philosophy could explain the world, but not life itself. He saw clearly that logic and reason had their limits. They could map the stars, decode human behavior, and articulate moral principles, but they could not answer the question of why life mattered on a personal, existential level. Even the grandest theories of humanity's purpose seemed hollow when confronted with the reality of suffering, death, and impermanence. Tolstoy's journey through books and ideas was rigorous, exhausting, and profoundly humbling. He began to understand that the quest for meaning could not be purely intellectual. The answers he sought were not confined to libraries or lecture halls. To grasp life's purpose, he realized, one must turn outward to the living, breathing experiences of people around him, to the quiet moral truths that unfold in daily existence. He began observing peasants, laborers, and ordinary people, those who lived without the trappings of wealth or fame, yet displayed a sense of purpose and dignity that eluded him. Their lives, though materially simple, were rich with meaning, and Tolstoy sensed that here, perhaps, lay the answers he had been seeking for decades. In this phase, Tolstoy discovered a profound truth. The intellect alone cannot satisfy the human longing for purpose. While knowledge can guide, reason can instruct, and philosophy can inspire, the soul must find its truth in living, in observing, and in connecting with others. He traveled across the Russian countryside, visiting villages and observing peasants in their daily routines. It was here, amidst humble cottages and open fields, that Tolstoy discovered the profound simplicity of existence, a stark contrast to the empty grandeur of aristocratic life. He watched mothers wake before dawn, preparing food and tending to children with unwavering care. He observed fathers laboring tirelessly in the fields, plowing, sowing, and harvesting, sustaining families and communities with quiet dignity. He listened to the villagers' songs, prayers, and stories, narratives woven from love, struggle, and faith. Tolstoy saw that these lives, though materially poor, were rich in moral and spiritual purpose. People endured hardship with resilience, expressed joy in simple moments, and found connection in acts of generosity and kindness. They laughed, wept, and celebrated together, fully engaged in the tapestry of life. I came to see that life has meaning, not in our achievements, but in our love and service to others. For Tolstoy, this revelation was transformative. He realized that while the aristocratic life offered comfort and prestige, it often shielded individuals from the raw truths of existence, suffering, mortality, and the need for genuine human connection. By contrast, the lives of common people demonstrated that meaning emerges not from fame or wealth, but from participation in the shared human experience, in love, compassion, and moral action. He began to reflect on the profound lessons hidden in simple acts: a woman sharing her meager bread with a neighbor, a man patiently teaching his child to read, a community gathering to help one another after a harsh winter. In these small, often overlooked moments, Tolstoy found the essence of a life well lived. The peasant life revealed a different kind of wealth, the wealth of integrity, empathy, and humility. Tolstoy understood that the human soul seeks connection, and that love and service, even in the humblest forms, offer a deeper fulfillment than all the accolades, riches, and intellectual achievements in the world. This revelation marked a turning point. Tolstoy no longer sought meaning in distant or abstract ideas alone. He began to integrate these truths into his own life, simplifying his surroundings, re-evaluating his relationships, and embracing moral responsibility. The ordinary people of Russia became his teachers, and through them, he glimpsed the path to purpose, a life grounded in love, compassion, and simplicity. Tolstoy's revelation among the common people led him to a profound philosophical insight. The ultimate meaning of life is neither fame, wealth, nor intellectual achievement, but love, compassion, and service. He realized that true fulfillment arises from extending oneself beyond personal desires. Each act of kindness, each gesture of empathy becomes a thread in the fabric of human life. Even the smallest deeds, sharing food with a neighbor, comforting a grieving friend, or patiently teaching a child, carry weight far beyond their immediate effect. In these acts, Tolstoy saw the eternal reflected in the temporal. The sole meaning of life is to serve others, to live for something higher than oneself. Tolstoy did not merely theorize this principle, he embodied it. He began to simplify his own life, reducing luxuries, questioning material excess, and focusing on moral integrity. He devoted himself to his family with renewed attention, to his community with tangible acts of service, and to his own conscience with uncompromising honesty. The writer who had once measured success by accolades now measured it by the depth of human connection and the sincerity of his actions. This philosophy was radical in its simplicity. It suggested that purpose is accessible to everyone, regardless of social class, education, or wealth. The meaning of life is not reserved. For the extraordinary, it is found in daily choices, in ethical living, and in the courage to act morally, even when the world offers little recognition. Tolstoy's lessons extend beyond individual morality. They challenge societies to reconsider what is valued: kindness over ambition, empathy over competition, simplicity over excess. In doing so, he invites us to reevaluate our own lives. How much of what we pursue brings genuine fulfillment? How much contributes to the well-being of others? He also discovered that love and compassion are not abstract ideals, but practical, lived experiences. By practicing patience, generosity, and humility, one aligns with a moral order greater than oneself. Tolstoy compared life to a garden. To cultivate beauty, one must tend it daily, nurturing growth, removing weeds, and caring for the soil. Similarly, the soul flourishes when it engages consistently in acts of moral and emotional cultivation. In essence, Tolstoy's lessons about love, compassion, and simplicity offer a blueprint for a meaningful life. They remind us that the search for purpose is not a distant quest, but an intimate practice. Every choice, every interaction, every small act of care contributes to a life of significance. Through these principles, he transformed despair into clarity, emptiness into purpose, and existential questioning into a lived philosophy. And in this transformation, he provides a timeless guide for anyone seeking to live with intention, meaning, and grace. Tolstoy's journey took him from despair to revelation, from emptiness to purpose. His message is clear. Meaning is not in grandeur, wealth, or fame. It is in love, compassion, humility, and connection. If this story resonates, please like, subscribe, and comment. Every engagement helps spread reflection, understanding, and inspiration. Remember, meaning is not distant. It is found in the lives we touch, the love we give, and the integrity with which we live each day. Tolstoy found it, and so can we all.